AirTemp CIV08S2AC cleaning.
I honestly think that this is pretty low hours because the screws are still shiny. They're dirty, but they're shiny.
Yeah, I think it was used for a short period of time. We'll be able to tell once we get on the inside of it.
I would really like to know how this ended up from Canada to here. I know Canada's not that far from here, but it's far enough
that... It's odd to take a product like this.
Yeah.
It's not the first time I've run into Canadian stuff. I've found Canadian cordless phones. I've found something else recently from Canada too.
Well, a cordless telephone, I could see somebody packing up and shipping.
Yeah,
this is not a small object.
Hopefully there wasn't any other screws in there.
That's why you look after the fact.
Yep.
That's peculiar.
Or it's just broken. We have to get like a vice grip to pull it out.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Or is it spinning on something else?
Well, it's a self-tapping screw, so it's... You know what you're probably going to have to do is put a common screwdriver under there and prise up on it while you're doing that.
Yeah, I could do that.
I'll get the screwdriver. I'll do that while you use the drill.
Okay.
I bet you it'll zip out no problem after that. Actually, I could probably walk it up. Somebody probably put this in crooked or something.
Think these two have to come out too?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's where the bulkhead is right, that's the top of the bulkhead. The good news is there's only 3 different lengths of screws in this entire unit. And I've taken so many of these apart, not the casement units, but so many of these apart it's not even funny. What also may help is if you take out the screws from the back grill, because then the thing will sort of spread open a little bit more.
I didn't know you could do that, but I'm always going to do that now.
And then that'll help save the insulation from tearing up. Because the more you can spread it out, the easier it is to lift it off. I just realized I'm wearing the same exact shirt as I did last time I came over. I wear different clothes, I swear. I promise. Those are the really, really short screws that have like 2 threads on them. Yep. This will actually allow us to examine the condenser coil a little bit
Just
better.
be patient. There's one more.
Oh, good call. You're tightening it. Sorry about that. The small chassis units, they fold in, so I couldn't see that from where it was. We didn't bend it up.
Well, it might be worse than we thought. Those rust flakes are never a good sign.
Well,
doesn't mean it won't clean up good, but
okay.
and they'd be higher hours than initially thought.
Okay, we got a couple more screws on this side. I'm gonna put this back on the bench before I jam my knee with it or something, or cut a hole in my pants. What that probably is it's probably the paint from the compressor flaking off. Because it's got one of those garbage rotor X's in it.
Oh, those are awful compressors.
I hate them.
They just work properly year after year like a stupid piece of junk wood. Wow, that's 4 rows thick. Oh, that's cool. The compressor's up top.
Actually, I don't think this is a Rotor X.
This is a very interesting machine.
Wow. Yeah, this needed a drain hole in it. It's kind of gnarly looking on
That's
this.
really cool. Yeah, but the coil itself don't seem bad at all.
No. I just get really nervous about this platform. I have no idea how to get this thing apart. I can eat
He
my
was
words
just talking
now.
about how he's taking so many
I know.
apart, it's not even funny.
This is a GE compressor.
Huh. That's odd.
The GE logo's right over there.
Yep. General Electric.
Okay.
This is not what I was expecting it to look like. That's very interesting.
That makes two of us. This is an interesting looking motor. Is it an Emerson? I honestly don't know.
That's older than I would have thought. Can you grab the drop light?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there is some mold in there. We're gonna have to at least get to the blower. That looks like a 70s motor.
Well,
Either that or it's old stock or something. Having open windings like that near water is not really a great design.
oh, that's why I'm hesitant to rinse this thing out without. Geez, I don't know what you do about it.
We're gonna have to wrap it in plastic film, which is good for the environment.
I wonder if they basically like brazed this as they were building it, rather than dropping this. Oh, that's impressive. And that's all right. Well, for clarification, I was bragging about how fast I take the small chassis units apart, not casements. I specifically said I've never taken a casement apart before.
That might be an area to look at
Okay.
with that potentially rubbing there. Might want to tie that down. These, I think we should put a tie wrap on those as well.
I think that's a good
Just
idea.
another area that could have a potential problem. Yeah, this is a pretty serious machine.
Yeah, this had a lot of standing water in it.
Yeah. Well, it could be low hours, but if they turned it on and filled it up with water, then shut it off and let it sit,
Yeah.
kind of like the carrier upstairs. That's why it's so important to have the drain hole, because it's just the sitting water in there just ruins the machine.
In fairness, this thing's probably at least 35 years old.
I think this might be older than originally estimated. Oh, here's the capacitor.
Oh, there's probably
Let's
a date
see if
code
there's
on there.
A date code on the capacitor.
Well,
You don't think it could be under where the strap is?
well, of course it's going to be under the strap, because that would make things easier if it wasn't. And you know, we don't get lucky like that, do we? Blower wheel's got hardly any dirt on it at all.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I don't know. This might be a much bigger undertaking than I had originally expected.
I feel like this piece could just be omitted and never used again. There's no PCBs in there?
No, because
That's
if this
a
was,
shame.
well, so that means it was made after 1978, because PCBs were banned in the United States in 1978. Whatever.
That's so typical.
I don't see a date code on it, which is very unusual.
Is there any information on the fan motor? I don't see any in this.
It's probably on the top, which you can't see because the compressor's in the way. Oh, okay. It says 170690, so I'm going to guess that that's June 17th of 1990.
That could be.
And I could believe this being from 1980.
Everything except for the fan motor matches up with that. The fan motor is just really bizarre.
Fetters did some funny things.
I think we can go ahead and put this back. There's no reason to take that off. It's got to go in more.
That good?
Nope. Up one.
Careful not to cross thread it, because then the hole will get too big and it won't thread in. There we go. This must be like a rain shield or something.
Probably.
Because the vents are over on this side. You can see the dust on there. I don't have a clue how to get this thing apart.
Well, I think we're going to
This is a first for me.
Take a break from the video and devise a plan here.
This didn't have the sticker on the back of it. This would be a good candidate to put into the dishwasher, because these things are such a pain in the butt to clean. I usually get one of those foam paint brushes and go in between every slat. It takes a really long time.
I would just take that blue brush I brought out and go over with that maybe.
shape as I thought.
No,
It's not crusty. In fact, that's all superficial. That's not structural at all. rust over here. And you vacuum off the end of the screwdriver. It's got fuzz on it too. Yeah, this bottom is a good candidate for that corrosion inhibitor stuff that I use, that CRC marine stuff. Or you could paint it.
Or we could just leave it alone.
Well, I mean, it's not structural now. It's not structurally damaged now, but that corrosion's not exactly going to stop.
That is true.
You kind of got to like wire brush it down. Yeah, that standing water is bad news.
Yeah, it is. Boy, the drain hole is good news.
Yeah, that's probably where it comes through.
That stinks if there's two. Yeah, I think there are two places. That's a problem.
You drill a hole on either side.
Well, you can, but then you gotta put two buckets on the machine. Because this is gonna be over there. The water's gonna be dripping onto the concrete. It's gotta be collected.
I understand.
Well, we do what we gotta do to preserve the unit.
This to my friend in Canada and say, what does this say? She'd say, it says you're an idiot. That's what it says. Actually, arrêt means stop, not off, but you're stopping operation of the unit, I guess, is the thought process there.
But you only stop it once and then it just stops. So you have to continually turn it on and then shut it back off?
I don't know. How? Do you have to wait for the stop sign to turn green before you can go?
Yep. Or just go anyways and cause a crash.
Well, that seems to be the theme around here this week.
That it does. We're going to wrap the motor in some plastic film, which is good for the environment, to keep the... Oh, we got to cover the front too, because it's open all the way around.
How are you going to do that? Oh.
What a stupid choice of motor.
And it's a shame because it's actually a very high quality motor. It's A.O. Smith. I mean, that's like top shelf stuff. Oh,
I'm sure it's a great motor, but this is not the right application.
This isn't the first time I've seen an AC motor with open windings. Russ, let me know what other units you've seen that have this type of stupidity in there. Because I'm drawing a blank here. I also haven't slept in 2 days either, so that's not helping matters all that much. So.
How are we going to do this? We're going to have to... Let's see. We're going to have to cut it vertically.
Well, so here's what you can do. I was going to say you can use the masking tape for the front. I guess is a possibility, right?
What, like tape over every single individual vent?
Yeah, like wrap the tape around the circumference of the motor. Now the only downside to that... I'm sorry, what was that?
I think I'd rather wrap this around the hypotenuse and call it a day.
That's for a triangle.
I don't care.
Physics does.
Well, physics works whether I understand it or not.
That's exactly the problem. Physics doesn't care what you think.
I'm going to have to feed it in from your side because it's
Okay.
all stuff in the way. Refrigerant lines. And its wires are preventing it from really wrapping around that good.
Oh boy.
Well, I wonder if GE had a lot to do with the design, because this is kind of reminiscent of a GE product. Excellent design in terms of functionality, but really difficult to service.
Yeah, Fetters was very good about design for manufacturability, and this is not an example of that. If this was the only Fetters I ever worked on, I would say these things are terrible. But the rest of them are not.
Yeah, coming through the other side.
Yeah, it's coming.
Can you grab it yet?
Oh yeah. Hold on. Sorry, viewers.
Can you pull it a little more?
Oh yeah.
I got it. Okay. Now if we I'll just cup us a little first.
Sorry, they can't see anything because my hand's in front of the lens. How are you making out over there?
I think it's gonna work. Yeah, it looks mostly covered. Now we just have to tape it on the bottom.
Alright, I got kind of small hands.
I don't.
Probably just a tiny bit smaller than yours. Sometimes that extra, 16th or 18th of an inch makes a difference.
Yeah, I think it'll reach it okay, I think.
This is good tape. This is 3M. Is this long enough?
Shorter than that. Just gonna close it first and then we can make sure it's pulled over all the vents. Well, there was a lot in between, the first piece you showed and this piece.
I can make it shorter.
Is that covering all the vents as far as...
Well, sort of. The problem is...
It's not covering all the way back on the bottom.
Yeah. We might have to wrap another piece over the wires.
Stupid wires.
Well, I mean, they kind of need to be there for the motor to do anything.
Why can't it be cordless?
Because there's no such thing as a cordless... Actually, that's not true, technically. If it's an induction... whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
It's not worth it. Is the side at least covered?
Oh yeah, the majority of it is. I mean, you can take a look yourself, and
I could cut another piece and we can just slip it over the bottom again, a smaller piece.
we could certainly give that a try.
Where this has...
Actually, I'll tell you what would work is actually probably this, because this is nice and narrow.
Okay.
Where'd the scissors? These are humongous. Wow, these are the biggest scissors I've ever seen in my entire life.
Those cut just about anything.
Can they cut through bureaucratic red tape, or are they too small for even that?
Probably too small for that.
They're not very sharp, though. That's the only problem.
What are you gonna do with that? It's kind of small.
What, this little piece?
Yeah.
I'm just making it a uniform width.
Oh, I thought you was gonna slice through like this, because this is like two pieces.
That's fair enough. Do this, fold it over itself like that.
Yeah, we could do that.
How does that work? All right. As if it wasn't tight enough already in here.
Make it a little tighter.
We'll scare the water into going into tight
I would
spaces.
start on the bottom, because then we can, both of us can pull it over as much as we can.
All right, so let me feed that over to you. I really am not happy about messing around near these cap tubes. I mean, if anything happens, I know how to braze, but I don't want to have to do that.
It's a waste of gas.
That's the other thing.
Waste of probably what, 200 bucks? I've got it moved over as much as I can.
I guess that's about as good as it's going to get. So let me feed the rest of it through the top now. Which is going to be very challenging, I think. Come on, Betsy. You know, I might need a screwdriver to... Come on.
Give it to me, I'll pull it through.
There you go. Right, let's try to push that as far back as we can. That's pretty good.
I got it pretty much all the way back on this side.
Yeah, I'm pretty good on this side.
Alright, let's tape it then. Where's the tape?
At the store.
I think the store doesn't have any. Trouble, we all Hampton Bay branded. They put that name on everything now. It used to be just for the lighting products.
Yeah, don't they have it on like the patio furniture too?
The patio
That's
furniture,
stupid.
Who knows what else?
They couldn't come up with another name. And the funniest thing is the company, you know, Home Depot is from Atlanta, Georgia. Like, Hampton Bay is on Long Island. It doesn't make sense. You want a piece for that too?
Yeah, we should wrap this.
We're never going to get this this cover off. Turn the fan on and let it shred itself apart. Is that good?
Yeah.
Or do you want a bigger piece?
Well, I think this is going to keep most, if not all, the water in the cleaner out for sure.
Here, let me get another piece.
We're make a good seal on that side.
We are never going to get this off. This is going to be such a problem.
No, it's not a razor blade. It's cut right through it.
Yeah, well, there's wires, so you got to be careful.
Not on this side.
I wish my hands were just the tiniest bit smaller here. This poor cap tube. Ah, jeez. Come on now. All right. That's as good as I'm going to be able to get that.
Well, I think that's what we're going to have to go with.
Okay.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, I could see straight through this coil actually now.
Yeah, the coil's pretty clean.
Coil is almost immaculate. Honestly,
it's a rinse and go. That's it.
You could probably just rinse the coil. I don't even think you need any coil cleaner for that. Probably just... I mean, after what we just went through, but...
It might be good just to put a little at least in the pan to get the rust off and so forth.
Yeah, this stuff does a pretty impressive job getting rust stains out.
Yeah, we'll use some, just very diluted.
Okay. I'm sure 90% of what we just filmed is not going to show up because my hand's in the way.
Well, oh well. It's a free hobby video.
Do you want me to give you a hand with this thing?
Yeah, just pull it back. There we go.
Not crush my fingers.
Alright, that should be good.
Heaven knows I have a very long drive home, which shouldn't be.
Where are the ears? This goes up to 7/8.
They couldn't put one more step in there, could they?
Nope.
Actually, I think that's 16th inch increments.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. So
11/16, 3/4, 3/16, 7/8.
Alright, so yeah, they'd have to give you 2 more increments.
Which would cost so much more money.
Step drills are kind of expensive.
Well, this is really a lot of material here.
That's one of the best things to use to drill through sheet metal, though.
Mm. Does this need oil on it? Because it seems like it's got some on there already.
No, it'll just go through it, no problem.
Right.
You can have enough room? I can hold the light for you.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna go right like that. Okay, put the light.
Or you can do that.
I think we'll just go like right over here. Try to get as far over into the channel as possible. Although there is no channel.
That's the problem. You'd have to
I
use a little
see.
bit of hot glue to...
I see what the problem is now, because once the water comes out, it could go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So then I guess it doesn't really matter where the hole goes.
I would tend to want to put it as close to the channel that runs under the bulkhead as possible.
I would too, but the problem is it might trip on the house if it's that close. This just became a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Because now it almost doesn't matter if there is 2 holes, because the water's going to go around anyways wherever it feels like. It just at least won't pool. Well, we're just going to go here, and whatever happens, happens. Can't be worse than it was.
Yeah, that's one of the problems. The thing does walk a little bit.
Maybe we should use a regular bit just to start it first.
Yeah, I think you're good now. Oh, there.
So it stops at 5.
Okay. So we go 5.5. Isn't that amazing? That goes through it like it's not even
Holy
there.
mackerel, that went right through like it was nothing.
And that's thick metal, too.
Yeah. Wow. That's got some power to it. And you can very easily feel when it's going from one to the next. That's what I was thinking, how it's not going to blast right through it.
Yeah.
I like that. That works really good.
Yeah, that's the best thing I've ever used to drill drain holes in air conditioners.
And it is nice and clean on both sides, no shards or anything.
Yeah.
It's a perfect hole. And this is just a cheesy cordless drill. It's not got a lot of power.
Actually, those have more torque than you think. They have more torque than the corded drills do.
On the higher setting it does.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very impressed with that. Very important. Let's just see where the water comes out first.
Watch, it comes out the other side, opposite from where we just drilled the drain hole.
I see it pooling, but it's not coming out yet. Might not be level.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah.
Okay. You're kidding. Okay, there we go. You saw that, right?
Yeah. The unit's not level though, like you said.
Yeah.
So
It is what it is. It's not going to be worse than the way it was before.
it couldn't. Yeah.
Can't be. You know what? I'm not inclined to put any coil cleaner on there.
I think regular plain water's doing
I think that looks pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little grungy over there, but...
Let me see if it comes off with...
Yeah, I think just the hose will probably take that off.
Higher pressure.
Flat. Yeah, that's probably sufficient.
I think so. Yeah, that looks pretty good. As long as it's straight, perfectly straight, it's usually okay. I don't see any reason to put any chemicals on that coil. I'm leaving it alone.
I think that makes a lot of sense. If you had it, I would have used like the foaming coil cleaner, like the aerosol cans,
Yep.
just so to make it smell nice, but
Well,
I agree. There's no reason to use foam bright on there. That would be a mistake.
It's got to do some damage to the integrity of the coil.
That's strong stuff. I mean, its pH is like 14. That's the strongest base you can possibly have. Well, the new bright is. I don't know if the foam bright is.
Probably 15 or 16. It might be off the charts. I don't know nothing about chemistry.
I did very well in school, but that was the one class I barely passed when I was in high school.
Part of the problem with this now is that the coil cleaner is not even going to really get to the side that's dirty.
I know.
So this is almost a waste. But since I made it up, unless you want to clean something else. Trying to think of what else we could clean easily.
Well, that 5K fetters that's flat, you could clean that.
Yeah, but that's a whole other tear down. Let's just get the pan a little bit. I have two junky modern dehumidifiers I'm going to give to the neighbor that I need to clean. That's not really worth the time. Now I'll ramp this up to as high pressure as I can and hope for the best.
I'm going to stand behind that rather than in front of it. There's some dirt coming out of there.
Yeah. There's got to be something. It's just not going to be a whole lot.
I got to get one of those bigger garden sprayers like Russ has. Those are so much easier to pump up because they hold pressure a lot longer.
Yeah, that's true. I still think he puts too much cleaner. Yeah, it's It's a little dirty coming out. I think they make electric ones now too.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But they're probably expensive. Does it seem like it's getting through at all?
I can't see.
It's probably not.
I don't think it is. It's 4 rows thick, and
Which is a shame because that's where all the dirt is, but it is what it is. There's not much dirt there to begin with. No, nah, it's not really getting too much.
that's another thing I don't like about those little ones is that you have to hold it like perfectly level in order for it to work.
That is a big downfall.
These things are always dirtier than they look.
Yep.
And just imagine, this is the crap we breathe in the air.
Do you think we should paint this or not?
I wouldn't. I would spray it with that.
Doesn't Russ paint them?
What's that?
Doesn't Russ paint them now?
I think he does. I'm not sure.
I know he painted that one in an entryway in the living room. That Emerson one. At least it sure looks like he painted it.
He might have. I'm not sure.
I feel like on the evaporator would at least be a good idea. Because it is where the leaks often appears at the metal part there.
Well, that's where it was in my old living room one, was on the evaporator. And it was where the rail met the copper tube. I can see straight through that thing.
Me too. I think this coil is good and clean. And it's still getting a little soap out the other side.
Yeah.
So we gotta keep going.
Yeah, that's always the most frustrating part.
You gotta make sure you get all of this out.
Otherwise, the aluminum's gonna go away.
It's gonna corrode and look like you never cleaned it. And if it's doing a little bit of damage, we'll fix it. I think we're pretty much good now.
Base fan cleaned up phenomenally well.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Considering you didn't even scrub anything.
Oh, like I said, that's a nasty cleaner. Oh, any more soap coming out of there? Alright, I think we're clean.
Sounds good to me.
Now we'll, I guess we'll turn it on, fan, let it start drying. Oh, we can't because it's stupid plastic. But we could take that off, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not like it's going to have water sprayed at it anymore.
And it wouldn't have any more water now than it would in normal operation. Remember, it's supposed to be full of water.
It's just not worth the marginal improvement in efficiency to have that.
No, it's not.
It's just too harmful to the machine. As case
Even if it was a huge improvement, it's still not worth it.
Oh, here's the fun part. I'm not sure how much help I am right now.
Yeah, first part. It did its job.
Wow, that motor's bone dry.
Perfect.
The wires are wet, but that's okay.
I don't think that'll do any harm.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this came out really good.
Yeah. Coils both look pretty good.
I'm amazed at the evaporator coil, how spotless that is. I mean, you literally just rinse that off with plain water and it looks like brand new.
Yeah. I don't think this has more than 1 or 2 seasons on it.
It can't. That's amazing. This is a great unit.
I agree. I think this would be a good first stage for the living room.
Power. And on a 90-degree day, maybe even both.
Absolutely.
Just give us, carrier a little bit of a boost.
Sometimes it needs it. It's
Yeah.
sunny. There's the ducks coming in. Is that a PNC motor in there, or is that a stupid shaded pole? It looks like a stupid shaded pole.
I think it's a PSC.
Well, there's
There's 3 wires going to the cab, so...
Oh, there. Okay, yeah, it must be them. Maybe that's why the power draw is higher.
Oh, you okay?
Huh?
I thought you were going to trip.
It's possible.
Expecting to get blasted in the face with water.
I think that it might not be that big of a deal as far as the holes are concerned, because you can see the fans pushing you out of the condenser area anyways. So
That's helpful.
it might not end up getting that way. When I install it, I'll just try to make sure I give it a slight tilt to the right. Direct as much water towards the hole as I can. Makes sense. Go back to the
Or the window may already be that unlevel anyway.
Is this on high or low? I think we were checking on low before.
Yeah, it was running on low before.
Put it back to low. Let's see if it feels the same.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I misunderstood your question. We did check the airflow on high. I thought you meant the power factor.
I think it feels about the same. The air is cold now but because of the water. Maybe that's why it feels like it's more.
I mean, objectively, it has to move more air because it's been washed. Maybe it's 5% more, maybe it's 2% more. I don't know.
think it might be more like 2%.
Because, I mean, I was able to see through the coil before.
Right, so was I.
I think it's 17 per inch.
17?
That's the lime colored one, not the green, but the like puke color.
Oh no, it's not 17. There's no way.
No?
It's way too much.
Oh,
It's
okay.
almost twice as many.
Oh, all right. 13?
This is a very, very wide spacing.
Not like that dehumidifier, though.
No, that might be 17. It's going to be a 12.
I guess 13.
That's close.
My second guess, I was off by
You guessed 17.
that one didn't count. I think 17 is what that other Fetters is. That might be why I thought of that.
Sense.
And that the Glacier Breeze, that's like 20 per inch. Those fins are really, really thin.
Yeah,
those things.
Isn't that a one row coil?
Yeah, that coil.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, that coil's only 3/8 of an inch thick.
But it works.
It's a good machine. As long as you don't live near the ocean. Because, like, you have any coil rot, then you start compromising the integrity of the heat transfer immediately.
This is going to straighten up perfectly.
The less dense the fins are, the easier it is to comb it
And to clean it.
and to clean.
And to not ice up.
This is probably going to take a couple days to dry out.
Yeah, I'm a fan. It might dry out overnight.
Well, what I mean by that is underneath the styrofoam,
Oh yeah, that'll take some
the
time.
bulkhead. What I've found that does a really nice job combing the fins on fins that are barely bent at all is the like the plastic brush that comes on the cap of the foaming coil for your aerosol cans.
I've heard that before. It works?
It works surprisingly well.
I've heard people say also take a brush like that. I can't imagine it's strong enough though. Maybe it is. I never tried it.
That's what I used to do before I bought a comb, and I only bought a comb about a week ago, and that was only for the Fetters that I got for $25. And somebody smashed the back of it. That thing did not look like it was well taken care of throughout its life.
It probably wasn't.
The evaporator was full of dog hair. It was disgusting. It's still not the worst I've seen, but it was up there in the top 2 or 3 worst coils I've ever seen. On anything that I own. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Van and Russ have had some really disgusting looking units go across their benches.
Well, there's
for
some
sure.
pretty nasty ones in the garage there.
Well, yeah, that's also true. I can't wait to do the new bright on that Hampton Bay and that Whirlpool.
Yeah, that Whirlpool, that's going to be a really delicate process.
Yeah, the Hampton Bay, you could probably just blast it with the hose.
Yeah, the Hampton Bay should be fine. It's that Whirlpool is going to be, at least the evaporator anyways.
How long did you spend? Like, you spent hours straightening that out, didn't you?
That was a couple hours, yeah. And that's part of why I really want to use it, because I put a lot of time into it. Which I guess it was worth. I think it's a good unit.
That's an excellent unit. It's just ugly.
Well, that's why it's in the garage.
Not yet.
Well, it will be. Alright, we're gonna call that done in there. It's pretty good.
Looks pretty good to me. I wouldn't even comb that over.
Well, this is just being excessive about it.
Hey, with a unit that's this good, I don't blame you. Oh, you even combed out the thermostat probe clips.
Yeah, just to put it back in the screw. All right.
I don't judge.
Let that go for a little while, and I guess we can clean that out now.
As long as you're not driving.
No, I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot of that tonight. You know how many times that's happened to me?
When you throw the thing down and sprays you.
And how many times it's done that and it sprays up in the air and rains on it?
It's still good.
Oh yeah, I've done that probably 50 times. At least. What the heck? Can you imagine what would happen if you washed your car with this?
Oh, gosh. I've watched the rims with that, but not the...
No, you'll scratch the daylights out of it. Look at this. This is cleaning up beautifully.
Yeah.
I mean, quite a bit came... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to get that in the face.
Here's what it is.
Not what it should be.
Well, we have that soap out of this one. Watch this one.
Sorry?
Well, we have that soap out of this one. Watch this one.
Does the cap, like, not work or something? I had to unscrew it.
That's what I do too.
Oh, okay.
It's probably encrusted, like everything else.
It looks like the foil got trapped on there or something.
Wow, that came out really good.
Sure did. I remember that soap very fondly. That was the soap I used when I got my first car. I'll never forget that smell.
Is this a good soap?
It is. It has like a banana bubblegum smell to it. Yeah, this will come out real nice with some wax. car to dry it off. And he's done it ever since, 17 years later. Did I ever tell you this fun piece of trivia? AirTemp used to be built in the Corvette factory in Bowling Green, Kentucky, before GM bought it. Geez, I'm getting the tripod wet. Sorry about that. What's that?
That's why you want to use the junky old one. There you go.
cover's heavy.
Here's the machine all cleaned up. I didn't record the reassembly because it wasn't that interesting. It was just putting the case back on, and it took some time because I had put the screws all into this box, and I separated out the 4 groups of screws so that I would know where it goes. And I guess I must have kicked the box at some point because the screws were all messed up. So I had to sort it out again and get them reorganized again and figure out where they go, because I'm not too familiar with this case. But I got it and we're all good now. So it cleaned up really nice. The case is in really good condition. You can see the paint still has plenty of luster on it. All 3 sides are good. The guard cleaned up real nice. The AirTemp logo is perfect. No sun fading or anything, which is really incredible. All the fins are in good shape all the way around. So we ended up using car soap on the case, which I never thought of to use. I never thought to use car soap on really anything else, but apparently it's pretty strong, and it makes perfect sense because the dirt that gets on the car, you get a lot of dirt, and it's really tough dirt sometimes, so it would make sense that the soap is powerful. So I think I'm going to start using the car soap to wash these cases down. It worked really good. The only other thing I did off video was I put some tape, I put some clear tape over the insulation there, so that if there is any mold left, it's not blowing back into the room. Plus, this will make it easier to clean in the future. I do have ways to clean the mold off of the insulation that works very well, but it is a continual problem because it holds dust, and then you got to clean the dust off every year. So this solves the problem with the dust. This is easy to wipe down. It prevents the insulation from breaking down anymore because it's not going to be grabbing everywhere when you pull the cover on and off. So this is just overall, it makes more sense. And I'm sure some people are going to say, oh, what do you put tape on the conditioner? Well, like it or hate it, this is how I fix it, and I've had very good results with that. So this is all set, ready to go in the room. I didn't put these side things back on because there's no reason to. I just set them aside with the screws to lose later on. In this case, I'm going to build a rectangular frame in the wall, or in the window rather, pretty much identical in form factor to the thing that holds the carrier, and it'll just slide in, and I'll put some foam insulation around the edges, and that'll be that. So I do have to clean the front cover still, I haven't cleaned this off yet. It's a little dirty, but I think this tool will clean up pretty nice. And this would be a really nice machine to have for the living room. I think it's going to work very well at nighttime for those cooler, damp nights to take the moisture out. And on a really hot day, it'll be nice to have a little bit of extra cooling power.